Welcome, everyone, to JCFS Chicago's annual celebration, a striking event. My name's Linda Kello, and I've had the fun and the challenge of chairing this year's event, certainly like none other before. While we're sorry we couldn't be all together in person, we're thrilled that you can join us virtually to celebrate the work of JCFS Chicago and honor two incredible people in our community, Danny Wolf and Howard Citron. Right now, we have hundreds of people joining us across Chicago and even some folks in other parts of the country. It's truly remarkable. And all of it to celebrate the important work we do together to help the most vulnerable among us during these extraordinary times. We're glad you're here. And here's tonight's host, JCFS Board Chair, Neil Posner.
Thank you, Linda. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to serve as the MC for JCFS Chicago's first ever virtual celebration. We have an exciting program planned for you tonight. Music, entertainment, and celebrating the incredible work of JCFS. And the highlight of the evening, recognizing Danny Wolf and Howard Citron. So please sit back and enjoy the evening. To begin, I'd like to thank our event chair, Linda Kello, and both the honorary committee and the event committee. And a special thanks to the Jewish Federation of Metropolitan Chicago for your ongoing partnership in meeting the needs of our community. I'd also like to acknowledge our generous sponsors for their support of a striking event. We could not make the impact in the community that we do without your generosity. Don't miss the ad book link below to see the names of our incredible sponsors and supporters. Now let's get this party started. What better way to begin the evening than with a special performance celebrating the musical history of Chicago with Blues Band, Chi West Band, and Friends. On bass, we have Jerry Key Lime Hamlin. On guitar, Lawrence Johnson. On drums, Curtis Laban. On vocals, the amazing Sandra Lee. On guitar, JCFS board member Ben Feldheimer. And on trumpet, JCFS CEO and one of tonight's honorees, Howard Citron.
West Band and friends, Jerry Key Lime Hamlin on bass, Sandra Lee on vocals, Curtis Laban on drums, Lawrence Johnson on guitar, and Ben Feldheimer on guitar.
Thanks, Howard.
Wow, thank you, Chi West Band and friends, for that fantastic performance. That was awesome. We're here tonight to celebrate the work of JCFS Chicago. Some of you watching might be new to the organization or just want to learn more about the array of services JCFS provides. Narrated by Patty Vasquez, former WGN radio host and past recipient of JCFS Respite Services, we put together a short video to share a little bit about us. Let's take a look.
From its earliest days as an outdoor soup kitchen and providing a safe home for children in need, JCFS Chicago has stayed true to its mission to provide help, healing, and caring services infused with Jewish values to strengthen lives throughout Chicago. Over our 161-year history, the array of services has evolved to meet changing needs in the community. Today, JCFS is focused on helping children, teens, adults, and families improve their quality of life and reach their full potential. Our vision for an inclusive society, accessible to all, begins with an open door that leads to well-trained, expert staff prepared to deliver truly person-centered services. For young children, early treatment of developmental delays, along with social, emotional, and cognitive issues, can help them start off with a strong foundation for success. The Knapp School and Yeshiva provides a therapeutic education that supports students with diverse emotional, behavioral, and academic needs. Through our prevention, outreach, counseling, and leadership services, teens and young people are empowered to make healthy life choices. Comprehensive child welfare services educate and support foster parents who in turn provide safe and loving homes for children and teens. At JCFS, we know that a person's well-being matters. Life presents challenging situations. Whether it's coping with depression, raising a family, or dealing with an unexpected crisis, people can find the emotional support they need through our counseling and support groups. Through JVS Career and Employment Services, we empower and support job seekers as they identify their future career path. We proudly work to strengthen our community through culturally sensitive programs that address the needs of Jewish adults, children, and families, such as addiction services, grief and loss, spiritual care, and abuse prevention. Plus, strong partnerships with synagogues in the Chicagoland area gives us the opportunity to meet the needs of the Jewish community where they live, work, and worship. From social opportunities, jobs, and residential options like community-based group living, we help people with intellectual developmental disabilities by providing the necessary supports to optimize their independence. Most recently, as the pandemic began to unfold, JCFS mobilized to face something that most of us had never dealt with before. We swiftly modified our operations to continue services for those who depend on us. Our group homes remained open, child welfare staff continued to support our foster families, and a dedicated group of workers maintained the facilities of other essential businesses. Drawing on the depth of our history, along with the tremendous effort put forth each and every day, JCFS Chicago is committed to our work in the community as we continue to redefine what's possible well into the future.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce JCFS Chicago Chief Operating Officer and our incoming Chief Executive Officer, Stacy Shore.
Good evening. At JCFS Chicago, our motto is redefine what's possible, and that's exactly what we're doing every day. From the earliest days of this pandemic, our Knapp School and Yeshiva made e-learning possible with Chromebook distribution, Zoom visits with Sparky, our therapy dog, and on through a virtual graduation held just last week. Our clinical team and chaplains have been making emotional well-being possible. Not only did we quickly switch to telehealth counseling and launched a supportive warm line, but we trained synagogue volunteers throughout Chicago to call on congregants who might otherwise be isolated. In partnership with JUF, we've more than doubled our emergency financial assistance, making it possible for more people than ever before to get the help they need with rent, utilities, and other essentials. Our staff has made new routines possible for adults with disabilities living in homes supported by JCFS. Closed day programs have been replaced with a myriad of in-home activities, and family visits have moved online. And now that our clients are starting to go back to work, our job coaches are ready to support adults with disabilities in their workplaces. From online support groups for job seekers to video speech therapy sessions to craft porch drops for children who are living in foster homes, staff in every corner of this agency has been redefining our work. And we know we have more work to do. In the coming months, our career services staff, as well as our psychologists and our social workers, will be here to help the community as we face unemployment and mental health crisis born of this pandemic. Howard, I know it's going to be said many times this evening that this is not how you imagined your final months as CEO. All I can say is that our staff and clients have been so fortunate that we've had you here to guide our response. At every turn, you've led us to move towards our challenges, think expansively, and consider all that we can do to respond to community need. I hope to carry your voice of leadership in my ear as I move into the seat that you've sat in so well. Congratulations on your much-deserved Irving B. Harris Leadership Award. And to Danny Wolf, congratulations on your What's Possible Award. Your kindness, positivity, and human connection are true symbols of hope. There's a Jewish proverb that says, a little bit of light pushes away a lot of darkness. And just as this agency provided some light to you and your family, you are now a light to so many others. And to each donor, each staff member, each partner attending tonight, thank you for continuing to help JCFS shine our light through the darkness.
As Stacy shared, I'm so proud of how our agency has been helping our community during the pandemic, redefining what's possible for those that depend on us. It truly is an example of the power of community and leaning on each other. Now a special surprise. Our next performer is a local Chicagoan with a powerful voice. Runner-up on season 17 of the phenomenal NBC hit show The Voice. Ladies and gentlemen, Katy Kaden.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to perform for you. I want to give a huge shout out to JCFS Chicago for all the incredible work you're doing across the Chicagoland area. As a local Chicagoan, I know that our community needs you. Keep up the great work. Now I'm going to sing one of my favorite songs by Bill Withers. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow for, no one can fill those of your needs that you can let show. So just call on me, brother. You need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you You just might have a problem. You'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. You can call me, lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You can call me. You just call me. Call me. Call me.
Thank you, Katie. What a beautiful and moving performance. I'm now pleased to introduce a striking event committee member and raffle chair, Sherry Grossman.
Thank you, Neil. JCFS Chicago's work is more important now than ever before. We've been part of the community for the last 161 years, and that's a long time. What started as a soup kitchen has grown into a thriving human services organization focused on the well-being of children, families, and individuals with disabilities. We are here now, and we will be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day after that. JCFS Chicago is an established presence in the Jewish community and beyond, but we need your support to continue our work and grow. We can't do this without you. So please, if you haven't already donated, or if you have and want to donate again, you can click on Donate to support JCFS in the upper right part of your screen. Every gift makes a difference, and we thank you. We also have raffle tickets available for purchase and 2 great raffle prizes. The first is a private virtual cooking class with world-renowned chef Charles Webb. For all of you foodies watching tonight, this is an experience not to be missed. And our second prize is $5,000 cash, because who doesn't love cash, right? We'll be drawing the raffle after tonight's event, and we'll contact the winners directly. Good luck, everyone.
Wow, keep those raffle ticket sales coming. This is exciting. Thank you. JCFS relies on all of you, people in our community, to step up and make a difference. And tonight we are thrilled to be honoring 2 special people who do just that. The first award, the What's Possible Award, goes to a community leader, businessman, and philanthropist. We are proud to present it to this year's recipient, Danny Wolf.
I first met Danny in 1987. The world was in a klezmer craze, and with Danny's support, we brought the musical simcha to Chicagoland. Klezmer music, the raucous Jewish soul taken from the nusach of our liturgy, liberated dancing feet, waving arms and clapping hands. Danny's joyous support and encouragement were instrumental in creating a new well of creativity for Jewish music and celebration in Chicagoland. Danny, may you go from strength to strength.
Hello, my name is Fritzi Fritschel. I would like to congratulate Danny on getting this award. I think it is well-deserved on his part. I think my favorite qualities about him is that how humble he is, doing it his own quiet way, and the work he's done. And I really was not aware until recently of all the work he's done, working with Jewish communities and working with Jewish children and helping the Holocaust survivors. And so he's been a good friend. He well deserves an award for that. And Danny, I hope you continue doing this for as long as you can. Just continue doing your good work.
Hi, my name is Maureen Martino. I am the director of the Lakeview East Chamber of Commerce, right down the block here on Broadway. We're sitting here in Dan Wolf's place called The Bagel, which has been here over just about 3 decades. And Dan Wolf has been such an inspiration to not only the business community, but as a civic-minded person in the community. He's on several nonprofit boards. He's always giving of his time. He was one of the founders of the Broadway Development Corporation, and he sits as the chairman of the Special Service Area, lending his time and support to keep the community safe, secure, and vibrant. We're very lucky to have Dan Wolf as part of our community, and we want to congratulate him on this prestigious award.
I'd now like to introduce Karin Levine, who will present Danny his award.
Hello, I'm Karin Levine, a former board member of JCFS. Tonight, I have the pleasure and privilege of introducing one of my closest friends and this year's recipient of the What's Possible Award, Danny Wolf. When we ask ourselves what it means to redefine what's possible, we need look no further than the life of Danny. Danny was born in the Theresienstadt concentration camp in August of 1944 during World War II. 10 months later, he was liberated along with his mother, and his father was liberated from another concentration camp. However, having lost many relatives in the Shoah, at the age of 5, Danny and his family emigrated to the United States with the assistance of the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, or HIAS. They had very little to their name, but eventually the family moved to Chicago and soon thereafter founded the Bagel Restaurant in Albany Park. Over the next 50 years, Danny would help his family grow and operate the restaurant, moving locations several times to follow the movement of Jewish populations. Over the years, Danny's been involved with numerous Jewish, communal, and charitable organizations in the Chicagoland area. Danny's also done significant work with the self-help home and was a past honoree of Israel Bonds and the Goldman Home for the Aged. Today, he's a proud member of the Anshe Emet Synagogue and, of course, a longtime friend and supporter of JCFS Chicago and its mission. And speaking of friendship, Danny's a wonderful friend. Over the past more than 20 years, Danny, his husband, and my best friend, Mitch Kaufman, have been more like family to me than anybody else, and now to my husband, Gene Gunsberg, as well. Danny has a keen intellect, a sardonic sense of humor, and a great sense of calm that makes all around him feel heard and accepted. I met Danny when I lived next to the Bagel Restaurant and would see his welcoming face ushering me and my daughter and other friends to tables at the Bagel. He and the Bagel are true icons in the community and in East Lakeview. Danny, for your many achievements, outstanding leadership, incredible civic and philanthropic support for the Chicagoland Jewish community, JCFS is proud to recognize you with the What's Possible Award. Thank you for everything you've done and continue to do to strengthen and bring positive change to our community and for brightening up my life.
Wherever you may be tonight, be it the sofa, the living room, or even the dining room table, thank you for joining me tonight and accepting the What's Possible Award from JCFS Chicago. Congratulations to Howard Citron, who is receiving the Irving B. Harris Leadership Award. When I was asked to be a part of tonight's event and to receive this award, I was very honored, and I'm pleased that this will enable JCFS to continue its essential work in the future. While I've been a longtime supporter of JCFS Chicago, my actual involvement with them began many years ago when, as a young child, my family arrived from Germany after the Holocaust. When we arrived in Chicago, with very few possessions other than our treasured family recipes, Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society at that time assisted us with sponsorship in finding employment opportunities and getting a foothold on the start in a new life. We opened the bagel restaurant and deli in Albany Park. Since then, we've occupied several different locations, but continue with the same recipe and same family business after all these years. Since then, I'm so pleased to see that Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society is now connected and operating through JCFS Chicago, providing assistance to immigrants in this unprecedented time to acquire citizenship and the skills necessary for becoming valuable members of our society. Again, I want to thank everyone for this honor and tell how proud I am to be part of this event and this group, the JCFS Chicago, and am pleased that the work will continue in the future. And thanks to everybody for participating. The names are too numerous to mention, but thank you again, and we will go onward in the future, and great things will continue to happen. Thank you.
Mazel tov, Danny. I don't know about all of you, but watching Danny and the bagel certainly makes me wish I had a bowl of Danny's matzo ball soup right now. As a reminder, raffle tickets are still available, so don't forget to purchase. Our second award of the night is the Irving B. Harris Leadership Award, and this year's recipient is JCFS Chicago CEO and community activist Howard Citron. Have a look.
Howard, I am so pleased to represent your colleagues who join me in sending our best wishes to you. Your passion guided the establishment of our network. As host for our first conference, which brought over 400 to Chicago, you set the standard for subsequent gatherings. Speaking personally, I will always be grateful to you for the role you played as chair of the search committee that brought me ultimately to the network. Thank you for always saying yes, and for working with all of us to strengthen our Jewish human service sector. Mazal tov, and enjoy this next chapter.
Howard, although I never did convince you to shift your allegiance to my Chicago Cubs, in all other ways, you fully embrace this community, and the breadth and depth of your footprint is mighty. Whether you were with a group of worried parents or tough synagogue board members or headstrong elected officials, I was privileged to witness how you genuinely listened, connected, and offered help and hope. Thank you for making a positive, long-lasting difference, and mazel tov on this most deserving honor.
As I think about Howard's tenure here, what a tremendous ride it has been, and what a significant impact he's had on the landscape of Chicago's Jewish human service organizations. The values Howard has modeled and have since become inculcated, making JCFS Chicago all the stronger, include community, partnership, and an unswerving commitment to excellence. Each serves as a lens in the creation and evaluation of the myriad of programs. What does the community need? Who might we partner with? And how can we ensure that the community gets the best service available? You've been a great thought partner, Howard, and I and others at Federation and elsewhere are better professionals because of you. May you and Deb enjoy the next great adventure. Hope we can connect in Philly.
Now I'd like to introduce Lori Price, who will be presenting Howard with his award.
Hi everyone, I'm Lori Price, and I have the daunting task to introduce this year's recipient of the Irving B. Harris Leadership Award to Howard Citron. And while I'm truly flattered and humbled to be in this position, I just don't know if my words can do justice in describing why Howard is so worthy of this award. For those of you familiar with Howard and JCFS, this actually comes as no surprise. If there were two pictures of the Irving B. Harris Award page on Wikipedia, one would, of course, be Irving B. Harris himself, and the other one would be of Howard. I have had the pleasure of knowing Howard for the last 10 years. I joined the JCFS board right around the time he started as CEO of the agency. He is one of those unique individuals whose empathy and compassion for those in need is immeasurable. I'm quite certain he could have done anything with his career and been successful, but he chose a path dedicated to helping others, and wow, is he good at it. Howard's clear vision, integrity, and sense of obligation to do right by all has been evident since he arrived here at JCFS. He has faced many tough situations throughout his tenure as CEO, including many that most of us here tonight will never have to encounter. As he navigated these issues, he never did so without first taking into account the effect it would have on the JCFS staff and its clients. And while the weight of the agency was often heavy on his shoulders, he always remained calm, steadfast in his determination to make the right choice. But Howard isn't solely focused on being empathetic and compassionate. He has managed to accomplish a tremendous amount over these 10 years. I remember saying to him, "Is there ever going to be a time when we just have normal operations? A time where we're not incorporating or taking on a new agency or rolling into a new program or changing our identity to become more recognizable?" He said, "Nope, that's what keeps it fun, and we keep figuring out ways to serve better." So here are just a few highlights of what he has done to lead us in ways to do better. He folded Jewish Vocational Services into JCFS. He completed the full incorporation of HIAS, the Response Center, and their endowment funds. He was a leader in changing how our community serves adults with disabilities. Encompass was incubated under his leadership, and where we once had one group home, we are opening up our 5th one this summer, and he has set these services on a path to grow well beyond his tenure. He strengthened our relationships to connect us more fully to national networks. He significantly strengthened our relationship with JUF, setting the stage for future collaboration. He envisioned and developed the Cooper Center, which houses programs and services for people of all abilities. And finally, Howard created the Siegel campus and will happily be here for the start of construction. This is our newest endeavor, the creation of a multi-service hub for counseling, career services, immigration and citizenship, and other community supports, including our fabulous response program for teens. In short, Howard's tenure has been about connections to the network, to the board, to JUF, and even how our programs connect to one another. He's a true leader. While looking to the board as a partner, he has thoughtfully encouraged, sometimes he pushed gently, each of us to our unique skill set to benefit the agency. That push has paid off in spades. And just when we thought he couldn't possibly give us more, he postponed his retirement a bit so that the transition would not occur during this pandemic. In addition to everything I've already said, Howard is fun, affable, kind, and even a great trumpet player. As my parents would say, he's a gute Neshuma. Simply put, Howard Citron is the whole package, and I am thrilled to present him with the 2020 Irving B. Harris Leadership Award. Howard, Mazel Tov. And now, I'd like to introduce Deb Citron to actually present the award to Howard.
Good evening. Lori, thank you so much for those beautiful words. It has truly been a treat to work alongside you through these years. And Deb, you have been with me every step of the way. Could not have done it without you. And I want to thank the many who had a hand in the success of this evening's event. It is an honor to join the list of Harris Award recipients, particularly its namesake, Irving Harris. While I can't say that his Tony Home Permanent Company did anything for me personally, it did serve to launch his enormous capacity for philanthropy and community leadership. The impact of Mr. Harris's commitment to kids and families has been immeasurable and continues to this day, including the long-standing support of the foundation bearing his name for our child development programming. Not sure how I made it into his company here, but somehow here I stand. I'd like to take a moment to recognize just a few of many who
who I credit for whatever it is I have accomplished, starting with my grandfather, Morris Albert. His gift was early in life, example of leading from the heart, along with an appreciation for the practical matters required for success. He succeeded in one of the most challenging jobs on earth, synagogue executive director, not a job for the faint of heart. He also role modeled voluntary leadership with a seemingly bottomless pit of compassion and energy for projects in and well beyond the Jewish community. I am still missing that guy after 40 years. Another is my boss from Moss Rehab in Philly, Ray Yulhorn. Ray is a strong and confident leader and could have made Moss Rehab's successes about him, but instead focused on building his team's skills and experience, sharing the credit with those around him. I was surely a beneficiary, as Ray gave me many opportunities for growth with just enough backstop to keep me out of serious trouble, as he did for so many others across his career. Ray, I hope you're listening in tonight. Gwen Johnson, an elder in the West Englewood community who has only recognized and activated her power and influence in her later years. When Miss Gwen saw the opportunity with I Grow Chicago and founder Robin Carroll to take back her neighborhood, she grabbed it, leading the establishment of their Wisdom Council and joining the I Grow Board of Directors to ensure community representation. Miss Gwen's true leadership impact will only be fully appreciated over time. She serves as an excellent reminder that it is never too late to make our mark on this earth. Of the many impactful leaders in the Chicago community, I will single out David Golder, a recent Harris Award recipient and role model, and another whose achievements leave me wondering why I am standing here. In his quiet, powerful way, David leads by example, living the qualities of collaborative leadership that make his mark indelible. I deliberately avoided singling out any of the many strong leaders within JCFS at the risk of leaving others out. I can only say that as a group, without fail, these JCFS lay leaders have given me the strength, tools, and support to accomplish much of what has gotten me to this place. I am forever in their debt. There is no way to adequately acknowledge the tremendous gift given to me at JCFS. Leadership is in fact a gift, a unique and powerful opportunity for impact. What we do with that gift, those are the choices that ultimately define us. As example, we can take credit for success or choose to deflect and redirect it to where it rightfully belongs. We can point fingers, making excuses for organizational shortcomings, or we can assume responsibility, take ownership. We can go with the command and control model, our way or the highway, or we can be collaborative, open to the appropriate role in each situation, whether team player, leader, whatever the opportunity calls for. It can be ego-driven, all about us, or it can be about the mission, the work, and those we serve. Leadership comes in many flavors. No one size will fit all. And leaders can come from every corner of society if we are open to them. The key leadership values that I have aspired to: humanity, humor, honesty, humility, trust, integrity, respect. No doubt better at some of those than others. Taking this path may not win every race, but it instills confidence in every race we do run that the outcomes will be achieved in the right way and for the right reasons. I must say, this feels a particularly odd, awkward time to be celebrating anything, let alone leadership. Or perhaps it is the perfect time, as we witness firsthand the result of the failure of leadership and its awful consequences. No political statements here, just joining with you all in the hope that we can make something truly positive from our current condition. Leverage this moment in time to learn, to grow, to act and find our collective humanity. We have got to keep the faith. Thank you again for this recognition and for the opportunity to serve this amazing community.
Mazel tov, Howard. And wait, folks, we have a few more people that want to congratulate Howard.
2, 3. The more we're with you, Howard, baby, the more we feel our love increase. We're proud of all the things you've done, dear. Congratulations will not cease. And even though we're far apart, dear, Howard, you're our centerpiece. Congratulations, Howard.
We're going to miss you at the striking event.
We're so grateful that we're doing your striking event virtually.
Congratulations.
What an exciting evening this has been. I want to encourage everyone one last time to buy tickets for a chance to win a private cooking class with Charles Webb or $5,000 in cash. You can buy tickets anytime until midnight tonight, and we will be announcing the winner tomorrow. If you win, don't worry, we'll give you a call. If you have already purchased your raffle tickets or made a donation, thank you. And now, back to Linda, our striking event chair.
Thank you, Neil, for being a great MC. Before we close the evening, we have one more special performance from our fantastic blues band. Thank you, everyone, for participating and supporting JCFS Chicago in our first ever virtual celebration. May we go from strength to strength and continue this incredible work together. Take it away, guys.
I love you. You never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sunlight of the daytime, and moonlight of the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody got the fever, that is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing, fever started long ago. Hey, yeah. Romeo loved Juliet, and Juliet, she felt the same. And when he put his arms around her, he said, Julie, baby, you are my flame. You give me fever when we kiss it, fever without blaming you. Fever, I'm on fire, fever, yeah, burn the soul. listen to my story. Here's the point that I should have made. Cats are born to give chicks fever. Be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, you give us fever. When you kiss them, fever if you live and learn. Fever till we sizzle. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.